Hollywood Week, a current affair style. First, as millions flock to see the Bruce Lee movie, we probe the mystery behind the Lee family tragedies.
Brandon had speculated to people that he would like to reopen the investigation into his father's death. Maybe it wasn't an accident.
Brandon Lee's former girlfriend reveals the dark side of the haunted star.
He didn't think he'd live past 25.
Exit the Dragon. Before they hit the big time, these megastars sold some pretty strange products.
Hi, I'm Mike Wallace. With a sensational shortening discovery,
We uncover the lost picture shows. And Hollywood's leading lingerie store serves up a sexy line for the not-so-blushing bride. I-Do's. Hello, everyone. I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Welcome to A Current Affair for this Monday, May 10th. In a moment, we'll open the vault on some surprising starring roles your favorite leading men and women started their careers with. But first tonight, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, opened this weekend to rave reviews, earning an estimated $10 million at the box office. The life and death of Bruce Lee now serve as an eerie carbon copy to that of his son Brandon, a life haunted by dark premonitions and a death many believe was murder. Steve Dunleavy reports from Los Angeles on the Lee family and the final scene of one movie they could have called Exit the Dragon.
It was as if death was the only safe refuge from his demons.
You kind of look at the open wilderness and just say, you know, Lisa, I don't think that I'm going to make it.
He lived life as if he was watching it ebb away in an hourglass.
He had premonitions that he wouldn't live past. Sometimes, I mean, if I remember, he didn't think he'd live past 25. He thought that he was, you know, very similar to Jim Morrison or James Dean.
Lisa Griffin lived with Brandon Lee for 3 years up until 1990, and the memory still chills her to the bone to this very day.
Brandon had told me on occasion that he had felt that he had left his body, but it was something that he didn't want to talk about because it had scared him. And I don't think that he felt that that was something he wanted to play with. It wasn't the place or the time.
But the place and the time caught up with Brandon Lee, a deep, darkly handsome, mystical legacy of the legendary Bruce Lee.
There were times when he would get a movie, and the first person he would think of sharing that with was to fly up to his father's burial site and sit down and spend several hours just telling him.
So he'd actually go to his father's gravesite?
And just sit with his father and speak to him about the role that he was going to play, the movie, where they were shooting, what had gone on since the last time.
Brandon Lee, in February of this year, went through the traditional gravesite ritual, little knowing that within the month he would be buried next to his father.
I believe that he knew that his father's spirit surrounded them.
Brandon had talked at the gravesite about filming his latest movie, in which he'd be shot with a blank bullet. In fact, this picture shows Brandon with Lisa seconds after he'd done an earlier shooting scene. The faked wound was in exactly the same place where he was fatally shot.
The two of us standing there, that at one point on that set, that he had taken in the movies a shot in that same place. And, yeah, to think that you could survive it so many times and not survive it.
Coralco Studios, Wilmington, North Carolina, March 31, 12:30 a.m. Brandon is shooting a movie called The Crow. His life starts ticking away like a stopwatch. What you're about to see, according to an insider, is the step-by-step death scene of how it happened. New York actor Michael Massey plays the part of Fun Boy, in bed with his girlfriend. It's a drug scene.
I got it for you.
Oh, yeah, shoot me all the way, baby. Oh!
Brandon Lee is playing the part of Eric, a supernatural avenger who's indestructible. He takes the form of a crow and appears as a human.
Hey, man. Time for you to take your bird and leave, man.
The cameras roll as the drug-crazed fun boy is confronted by the Avenger, Eric.
Come on, man. Shoot me, come on.
The Avenger goads him, showing him previous bullet wounds in his chest that failed to kill him.
Take your best shot, fun boy. You got me dead to rights. Let's see if you've got the guts. Come on. Come on, man, right here. Come on. Shoot me, come on. Right here, man, right here. This one's for you. Bullseye! Fun boy scores. And cut! That's a
Oh, man.
The director and the crew are ecstatic. It was a great scene.
Jeez.
great take. Great job.
The acting was over,
Excellent. Excellent. Good job, everybody.
but it was no act.
He's hurt.
Oh, my God!
Really hurt. I can't move. Get a doctor here fast. Do something.
Get him
Oh, my
some.
God.
Is the doctor coming?
No, the ambulance
Go find out
the
about- get him down, man.
Now that it has been established that he was actually shot with a bullet, the big question is, where did the bullet come from? One theory, obviously, is it came from a live round. And then that brings up the second question, how did a live round get on the set? Or how did the bullet, get into the gun?
Bruce Lee had mysteriously died in 1973, and his son had died 20 years later.
Brandon, who was supposed to be married after the filming of The Crow, had speculated to people that he would like to reopen the investigation into his father's death. If you put all those things together, then you begin to wonder if maybe it wasn't an accident.
Dave Cater is editor of the industry magazine Inside Kung Fu.
The Asian community believes there was a curse. The Asian community, especially the older ones, would call and not so much talk about the accident itself, but about the curse.
In the City of Angels, perhaps there is nowhere in the country where there are more people chasing their demons. Brandon Lee was no exception. His father, Bruce Lee, was no exception. Yet there's a terrible secret about Bruce Lee that will shock his most ardent fans, but at the same time give a better understanding to why both superheroes chase their demons so hard.
The curse begins when, before Bruce was born, when his brother died in childbirth. The family believed that there were demons or supernatural things at work, which actually were haunting the Lees. So when Bruce was born and all the subsequent males, they were given female names, dressed in female clothing, and had their ears pierced to fool the gods into believing that those children were females. It was hoped that by doing that those lives would be spared. And since then, there's been speculation in many, many ways that Bruce's family had been chased by demons and were doomed from the beginning.
George Barris is Hollywood's top car stunt director. He directed Bruce as Kato in The Green Hornet. A very down-to-earth man, but he has his doubts.
To me, there has to be some kind of an ancestral association somewhere, because both deaths were very mysterious.
Editor Dave Cater puts an even more eerie spin on the curse.
Robert Lee, the brother of Bruce Lee, believes that he's the next to die. He believes that Bruce was murdered. He's actually said that to me. And he's willing to write a book where he says he will prove that Bruce was murdered, that the family believes and will prove that Bruce was murdered, and that he's next on the list.
And with Brandon Lee's mysterious death,
he believes that things are very, very sketchy at this point, and that there's definitely foul play.
There's a point I won't go beyond.
Former movie idol John Saxon worked with Bruce Lee in his last movie, Enter the Dragon. He remembers getting a call in Los Angeles.
And he said, well, I haven't been feeling so well. I have been fainting. So I've come to see a doctor. And then he said, maybe there won't be a Bruce Lee.
Lee saw a doctor who gave him a clean bill of health.
He left the following day for Hong Kong and I think died about a month and a half later.
20 years later, Bruce Lee was acknowledged on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But it was a moment of mourning for his widow, Linda, the mother of Brandon.
4 weeks ago today, the spirit of the father that shone so brightly through the sun was tragically extinguished.
You can't live your life under that kind of pressure. You just can't. I have a lot of respect for my father, and I'm very proud to be his son, but I don't think he would have wanted me to do anything but try and do my work the best I can do. So that's what I do.
For Lisa Griffin, the best Brandon could do took her to some very strange places, like visiting Jim Morris's gravesite and more.
Brandon and I visited a lot of cemeteries when we were together, believe it or not. And it's kind of at first, it was just a fun thing to go and do and scare the hell out of yourself.
But Lisa remembers best the burning passion of a boy called Brandon as she reads a poem he wrote to her.
Like a caller knocking at the door. But they're the only words I found. For I love you, I love you, I love you. B.
Brandon at last, safe from his demons.
Well, production on the set of Brandon's movie, The Crow, has been suspended since his death. There's no word on whether or not shooting will resume. Still ahead on A Current Affair, the stars who sold Fluffo, Sit-Go, girdles, and cars.
The new VW Fastback sedan that seats 4.
We uncovered the secret vaults of their funniest leading roles. Next. And later, bold new styles for brides-to-be from Fredericks of Hollywood.
Enter the Target Race Sweepstakes. Win race tickets or official Target race shirts and hats. Register at Annie's Central Indiana Target store to win.
It's true. You can get complete glasses at Dr. Tavel's for less than lenses at that other one-hour place. Dr. Tavel's, one-hour glasses without the one-hour price.
Every Dr. Tavel one-hour optical has its own complete laboratory right in the store, so you can get one-hour glasses without the one-hour price.
At Dr. Tavel's, we've both got great-looking glasses for less than one pair at that other one-hour place. Dr. Tavel's, one-hour glasses without the one-hour price.
The secret is out. Something special is happening right nearby.
There's more fun and excitement in store for you at Old Indiana Fun Park. Gates open at 10:30 each weekend. One low price for rides, exotic animals, and stage shows all day long. Free parking. So pack a picnic and spend a fun day at
Old Indiana Fun Park. Your favorite family fun place. The secret is out. Old Indiana Fun Park is it.
You are about to see the most powerful tool within your reach to recover from an accidental injury. Call 638-4343 for a free consultation with William Shabler, Personal Injury Law. Fact is, with William Shabler, there's never a fee unless there is a recovery. So begin your free consultation now. Call 638-4343.
The Men's Warehouse opens in Indianapolis.
If our substantially lower prices on men's designer clothing don't impress you, our excellent service will. I guarantee it.
Lafayette Square on 38th Street in Castleton in front of the mall and in Greenwood across from Greenwood Park Mall.
60 Minutes correspondent Mike Wallace celebrated his 75th birthday yesterday, marking a long and prestigious career. But Wallace didn't start out as the brash reporter we see today. In fact, a lot of Hollywood's biggest actors and actresses began with some pretty hilarious parts that were anything but award-winning. Robin Dorian unlocked the secret vaults to reveal the lost picture shows.
Hi, I'm Mike Wallace.
It's hard to believe this is the 60 Minutes star who has brought criminals to justice and politicians to their knees.
The first all-new shortening in 40 years.
As you can see in the early days of television, this journalistic heavyweight was a real lightweight.
Richer looking, better tasting, more appetizing.
He was a spokesperson for a lot of products back then. He was doing bed commercials, cigarette commercials, even did a board game. And then all of a sudden I'm going through these reels and he pops up doing a Fluffo cake commercial.
Could this be where Mike Wallace developed that bulldog interviewing technique?
Let's hear what Mrs. Thelma Styra, Indiana State Fair baking champion, had to say about Fluffo.
I love Fluffo. It makes such a golden brown pie.
Oh, man, that's some apple pie.
And while the man from 60 Minutes was trying to get consumers to come back for seconds, his female counterpart was getting gas.
We women may know more about baby oil than we do about motor oil.
Say what?
We women may know more about baby oil than we do about motor oil.
Hey, this is the same feminist who broke the boys' club barrier of TV news and made more than $1 million doing it.
But we sure know good service, and we go Citgo. Fast expert service with a friendly smile and extra care. That service with Zoom at Citgo.
Even back then, once was not enough for Barbara Walters. The second time around, not only was she peddling petrol, but she also drew Ed as her leading McMahon.
Barbara Walters.
And Ed McMahon for Citgo, where the Zoom is.
Ed McMahon was popping up into everything, as you know, from beer to every type of product you can think of. And there he is co-starring with Barbara Walters in a very not-so-feminist commercial.
Citgo Extra Range gives extra protection. That's Zoom.
And let's not forget the Zoom in Citgo's service. So drive into Citgo.
And drive out with Zoom.
Zoom, 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 zoom. Citgo Zoom.
Hi. Each working day, I walk from Los Angeles to New York. This is the time when a girl really needs a little support.
And back then, this fresh-faced beauty supported herself with commercials like this.
Still struggling in New York to become an actress, she does this girdle commercial.
Let me tell you a secret I have. A 2-ounce undie with slave. Magic Lady by Exquisite Form.
When we showed it to her, she didn't even remember it.
She'd probably like to forget it.
And I'm wearing a Magic Lady brief. So comfortable and such control. Well, and there's a Magic Lady regular panty, too. Well, I could make it cross-country without my 2 little ounces of slim.
Did she say cross-country? What a clue. About 25 years later, this actress would make a much bigger impact during another cross-country jaunt. Yes, it's Susan Sarandon, one of the most successful, independent, and outspoken women in Hollywood.
I walk from Los Angeles to New York. This is the time when a girl really needs a little support.
Dustin Hoffman has played everything from an oversexed college graduate to an idiot savant. In Rain Man, he thought he was an excellent driver. He should be, because long before he did Shakespeare, Miller, and Levinson, Hoffman did Volkswagen.
Here's a Volkswagen that's big enough. The new VW Fastback sedan that seats 4 with more room for elbows and legs. It's pretty jazzy, too. Has an electric clock and even wall-to-wall carpeting.
The funny thing about Dustin Hoffman is, here he is, a struggling actor in the late 1960s, can't get a job anywhere, finally lands one with the Volkswagen people.
It's air-cooled. Goes 27 miles on a gallon of gas, which is pretty good for a car that can go 84 miles per hour.
Just months later, he would land his first starring role as Benjamin Braddock in The Graduate, the movie that launched his career.
To his chagrin, this commercial, because the Volkswagen people never changed the style of this car, wound up airing this commercial for years, just based on him becoming a star.
Since we made a VW that's a little roomier in the inside, we decided to do the same thing on the outside. It's got a trunk up front where most cars have their motors. And in the back, where most cars have their trunks, we have it's a trunk. A large trunk. Come into your Volkswagen dealer. He'll show you where the motor is.
We'll have a lot more of those lost moments all throughout the week as we continue to celebrate Hollywood. Just ahead, Fredericks of Hollywood alters the wedding march. What they're sending down the aisle next. Tomorrow on A Current Affair, Christopher Hightower killed with a crossbow. Now he relives the day he wiped out an entire family.
Whether you're an up-and-coming business type, or you just want to check on the babysitter, Ameritech offers 2 ways to call from anywhere to anywhere, at any time.
Hello.
The Ameritech calling card and complete MasterCard, the cards you can always call on. Ameritech, your link to a better life.
Makeup used to slide off my face. You know what oily skin is like. But Corn Silk stays fresh looking because it's oil-free and oil-absorbent. This face is here to stay.
That natural look of Corn Silk. It's oil-absorbent, not just oil-free.
I hate pain, cramps, backache, headache, but these have only 1 pain reliever. So I take new Maximum Pain Relief Pamprin. See? 2 pain relievers. 1 for my cramps, 1 for my other pains. If you hate pain, take Maximum Pain Relief Pamprin. It hates pain as much as you do.
We got boats, we got boats at Ted's Aquamarine.
Ted's Aquamarine is your Mercury outboard dealer in Central Indiana's boating center with great selection and top brands from fishing boats to luxury cruisers, including family pontoons and deck boats, and over 300 units in stock, like Moriah, Rinker, Astro, Sweetwater, Spectrum, Ranger, and more. Ted's has it all. More boats than allowed by law, and all are powered by Mercury Outboard. Save at Ted's Aquamarine, your #1 Mercury and Mercruiser dealer and boating center.
At Bullock Furniture, we've watched the big guys saturate TV with their huge advertising budgets. Now, someone has to pay the bill, and I'm sorry to say, folks, that cost is being passed on to you. At Bullock, we price our furniture based on its true value, saving you a lot of money with down-to-earth prices on brand name furniture throughout our 2 stores. So, before you make a furniture buying decision, come in and see the price difference at Bullock Furniture, 8118 East Washington Street and 2310 Cunningham Road in Speedway.
The gavel can have a frightening ring to many people, but it's simply meant to bring order. And when you think about it, that's what a courtroom's meant to do too, to bring order and to find fair solutions to people's problems. If you've been injured in an accident, you need someone who's able to protect your rights and negotiate for you before the gavel drops, because most accident cases don't go to court. But with the few that do, you need someone who's not afraid of the sound of it.
Bill Hurst and his partners, on your side for more than 21 years in Indianapolis.
Fredericks of Hollywood is famous for its brassy style of bedroom wear, but now they're adding a bridal spin to their skimpy patterns. George Chiccarone has the latest in I-Do's.
It's a fast city of ultimate gavels, all right, where last year more than 72,000 couples rolled the dice on marriage, some not even bothering to get out of their car.
Well, what a better place for Fredericks of Hollywood to unveil its new line of wedding lingerie, offering an exclusive sneak peek, so to speak, to the millions of loyal and stylish viewers of A Current Affair.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and this woman in holy matrimony.
We have some great new bridal lingerie at Fredericks of Hollywood this year that's guaranteed to put fire in his eyes.
Unfortunately, most of us can only imagine as Frederick shows us the undersides of fun-loving and, dare we say, a bit naughty brides.
We have great new things this year. We have bustiers so that a bride will look as beautiful underneath her wedding gown as she looks in her wedding gown. This year we're embellishing the cover-ups and the bustiers and all of the bridal lingerie with beads and with pearls and with fur trimming so that it's very, very feminine and very romantic.
Frederick's designers say they've worked overtime this year to create this fashion fantasy, a marriage mirage that's desert hot, yet the icing undie the cake.
We've also got great lingerie for the wedding night. Some gowns and some sleep teddies, some really beautiful, sexy things. We want to create a wedding night that the groom and the bride will never forget. Our bridal lingerie is meant to create a dreamlike mood that you never want to wake up from. But you have to.
We'll be back in a moment.
When my wife started working again, I wasn't crazy about having to cook 3 nights a week.
You'll be glad to know anyone can use a Whirlpool range.
I'm getting the hang of this.
When we make dinner, we're supposed to leave the kitchen just the way we found it.
This Whirlpool has simple electronic controls and a sealed cooking surface, so spills aren't a problem.
I like help. Help is good.
Whirlpool, how to make a home run.
You stayed up late watching Rage of the Zombie. Now you feel like one.
Vince, you awake? Better revive with Vibrant.
Vibrant's safe as coffee and really helps keep you going.
I got it.
Revive with Vibrant.
Have you tried my 2000 Flushes Chlorine Clear tablet? It's my best invention yet. Its powerful chlorine formula helps bleach out stains automatically, up to 4 months. 2000 Flushes Chlorine Clear tablet cleans your toilet with every flush.
The Men's Warehouse opens in Indianapolis.
Hi, I'm George Zimmer, president and founder of the Men's Warehouse. We keep growing in cities like Indianapolis because people like the way we do business. We bought this suit at LS Airs for $445. At the Men's Warehouse, this suit from the same manufacturer is only $290. Those are the facts. I guarantee it.
In Lafayette Square on 38th Street, in Castleton in front of the mall, and in Greenwood on US 31 across from Greenwood Park Mall.
When it comes to quality, people have their own ideas on everything, from cars.
I only drive Bentley.
Use Chevrolet.
To watches.
Rolex, always.
Timex.
To computers.
IBM.
Who says quality's just for the rich? Come to Best Buy and get 0% financing for 6 months on any computer, like this IBM with 129 meg hard drive, 2 meg memory, monitor, printer, software, and more, just $15.98.
It seems we have the same taste after all, sir.
Here's what's coming up tomorrow on A Current Affair.
Who's going crazy?
Christopher Hightower was a Sunday school teacher who murdered an entire family, killing the father with a crossbow, strangling the mother, and burying their 8-year-old daughter, possibly alive. Now hear a guilty man's story as he relives that bloody day.
I couldn't believe it. It's impossible.
On the next A Current Affair.
We'll have that exclusive story and lots more Tuesday. And that's all we have time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Good night.
What songs made it to the top of the charts? Join your favorite DJs to find out. Watch Hits and Picks on 6 tomorrow on WRTV 6 News at 5.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. Thinking about refinancing your home? Even if you've been late on some payments in the past, you can still refinance your first mortgage and get today's low rates at the Money Store. Because the Money Store looks at your total credit picture. They won't automatically disqualify you for some late payments. And you can apply by phone with no application fee. So even if you've been late on some payments, you can still refinance your first mortgage. Call the Money Store at 1-800-753-5388.